Unlike most USS Enterprise that was first introduced in a TV series or movies, the Enterprise F made its first appearance in the video game Star Trek Online. The ship's inclusion in Picard Season 3 will finally make it part of the Star Trek universe's main canon. It is depicted as a new, advanced version of the famous USS Enterprise from the Star Trek franchise and is designed for long-range exploration and diplomacy. The USS Enterprise F is a Yorktown-class cruiser under the command of Captain Varkel Shawn. She is the successor to the USS Enterprise E and is the flagship of the Federation, which was launched in 2409. The USS Enterprise F was a 25th century Federation starship, initially an Odyssey-class star cruiser, and post-refit a Yorktown-class dreadnought in Starfleet service. The Odyssey-class used the same basic saucer and hull nacelle arrangement common to most Starfleet capital ships. Like the Galaxy-class of nearly 60 years before, it was composed of two hull sections, an egg-shaped, domed primary hull, and a detachable secondary hull housing the main engines and warp drive. They could be reversibly separated, affording the star drive section improved agility. As on most Starfleet vessels of the era, the main shuttle bay of the Odyssey-class was situated on the aft rim of the saucer between its impulse engines. Instead of carrying a secondary shuttle bay on the aft end of the engineering hull as was typical, some variants of the class carried a specialized berth for an embarked Aquarius-class escort. In addition to the impulse engines and warp drive common to all Starfleet vessels, the Odyssey-class was the first design since the Vesta-class to include a quantum slipstream drive as a standard feature. The dual-neck design afforded the vessel improved stability under slipstream, enabling it to sustain the field twice as long as any other vessel. The Odyssey-class was heavily armed and incredibly resilient under enemy fire. With the saucer docked, it mounted enough phaser arrays to be able to hit any point in surrounding space with at least 4 or more beams simultaneously, and carried both photon and quantum torpedoes as standard ordnance. For bombardment of hardened targets such as enemy star bases, it also carried a complement of tricobalt devices. Thank you Raid Shadow Legend for sponsoring this video. Raid Shadow Legend is completely free and easy to play casually, with millions of players and over 80 million downloads already. The game has great PC quality graphics but is on a mobile phone. In addition, there are over 650 completely unique champions to collect from different factions. In Raid, they have added one of my favorite champions, Astralon, for Valentine, a dual-wielding sword angel. He pairs well with Countess Lix as she will attack alongside Astralon. Or pair up with Romero and Juliana with the ability to hit all enemies 3 times. You also team up Seducer and Temptress to unlock new wonderful abilities. Love is in the air, even in the world of Raid. New players can enjoy a special Valentine's Day themed adventure with the Raid Love Quest. All you need to get involved is to download Raid Shadow Legends from the links below, and head to raidlovequestplarium.com, and then copy your in-game player ID. There, enter your player ID and set out on this heartfelt quest, running from February 14th to March 14th. Play one of the Valentine's-themed mini-games for a chance to win some fantastic in-game and real-life prizes, including Valentine's Day-themed Raid champions and even Amazon gift cards, worth up to $1,000. If you're an old Raid player, you can still share the love too. Use a special promo code STValentine23 that everyone can use to get a small Valentine's gift from us to you. And if you haven't started playing Raid yet, click my link in the description or scan my QR code here on the screen. You'll get unique bonuses worth $30, including free epic champion Conneru and other useful stuff. In this size comparison, let's start with the Galaxy-class. The ship has a total length of 641 meters or 2,103 feet, a total of 42 decks, and can accommodate about 1,014 personnel and about 6,000 in an emergency situation. The Sovereign class was longer than the Galaxy class but was smaller in terms of habitable volume. It measured a total length of 685 meters or 2,247 feet, had a total of 24 decks, and can accommodate about 1,500 personnel. The Enterprise F measures about 1,061 meters or 3,481 feet with a width of 371 meters or 1,217 feet. By comparison, the Sovereign-class Enterprise E is only 685 meters long, making the Enterprise F about 376 meters longer than its predecessor. It can accommodate about 1,600 crew with a max capacity of 2,500 personnel. The ship has a total mass of 4,800,000 metric tons, 32 decks, and a maximum warp speed of 9.9. The bridge of an Odyssey-class was cavernous, covering 2 decks with a vaulted ceiling on the underside of the inner pressure hull. It had an observation deck by the forward viewport that afforded a panoramic view of space. Chairs for the commanding officer and 2 bridge officers were in the center with a view of a large view screen, and surrounded by crew stations. The bridge turbolifts were on the port side, the captain's ready room was to starboard, and a 7-pad transporter was set into the aft wall. The lower deck was below the observation deck and included additional crew stations. Down the stair and on the lower deck of the bridge was the conference room. Let's take a closer look at the Enterprise F. At the front of the saucer section of the ship were the battle bridge, sickbay, and 2 holodecks. In addition, the ship had several turbolifts which were used to access various systems, bays, and rooms throughout the vessel. At the top and center of the ship were the main bridge and primary computer core which controlled the majority of the systems and master systems display consoles. The ship was also equipped with a forward torpedo launcher and several transporter pads. Similar to the modern Starfleet capital ship, the main shuttle bay and cargo bay was situated at the aft end of the saucer section. On the front of the engineering hall was the stellar cartography, and right below it was the main deflector and forward tractor beam. Behind the main deflector were the brig and secondary computer core. On the midsection of the engineering hall were the deuterium storage tank, antimatter storage pods, and tractor beam near the bottom of the ship. Located near the back of the ship was the warp core reactor with the quantum slipstream core and main engineering close by. In addition, the ship was also equipped with an aft torpedo launcher. The Aquarius-class starship was a Federation light escort designed as an auxiliary craft of the Odyssey-class. As development progressed on the new Odyssey-class starships, Starfleet Command saw the need for variants of the class in order to fill the various roles fulfilled by Starfleet vessels. As such, the aft section of the Odyssey variants was converted into docking ports for Aquarius-class light escorts. On the nacelle were the Broussard collector, the plasma injection system, the subspace field coil, and the plasma intercooler. In many ways, the design layout of the Enterprise F borrowed much of its interior and exterior design language and structures from the Enterprise E, or the Sovereign class. The Odyssey-class was conceptually an extension of the Constitution-class design lineage of a large multirole cruiser. However, due to its size and power, the Odyssey was classified as a dreadnought. In peacetime, it served the role of an explorer on long-term deep space missions. In wartime, the class was meant to act as the hard-hitting core of large starship formations, though it was fully capable of solo operations. The latest iteration of Star Trek's iconic Enterprise F will soon be decommissioned. The ship has been active for 15 years. It specifically says that the Enterprise F is being decommissioned due to critical system damage inflicted in the course of an unknown event dubbed the Monfet Gambit, which apparently involved rescue efforts for refugees on a planet named Fenton 4. So, what are your thoughts on the Enterprise F now that it's canon? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.